What up, world? Welcome to another episode of Sweet 16s, where we get your favorite artists to spit the sweetest lyrics they ever wrote. I go by the name of King Rain. And this episode, we have BlogTO's underrated artist. Well, he made the short list for the underrated artists. For me, the reason why I wanted him on the show is because I see a resurgence of creativity in our business, in our music, and I feel like he represents that. Remember the days when there was an artist and you could look at him and tell that there's no other one like him? This is one of them. I saw his video, I listened to his music, I see his influence, I listen to his lyrics, and I could tell that there's something special about this dude. And I'm lucky to have him on my show today, and he goes by the name of Spek Won. What's up, family?
What's happening, family?
There's a body in the streets.
All right, thanks for being on the show, man.
Thanks for having me, man. I'm humbled by the kind words.
Oh man, it's real. It's real. It's a true story. I want to start from the beginning because sometimes I do these episodes, and some of these people I really know well, and some of them, I know, like yourself. I've been you're like a friend in my head. It was Wendy Williams calls a friend in the head.
Yeah.
Like I feel like I know you through your music, and which is great. That means that's indicative of a real artist. But I feel like I know you through your music and just from the things I've seen. And this new video, I love it, by the way.
Thank you.
But I want to know, where did you start? Like, how did this all start? Like, where did you what was the thing that made you pick up that pen and say, okay, I can do this?
Man, I'm a West Ender. Grew up Southside, Rexdale, Willow Ridge, Orpington, in those areas.
Yeah.
And coming up, the people that I seen in my neighborhood doing it were the Ghetto Concepts, the Red Lights, the Jellystones, Kid Cut from Baby Blue Sound Crew and whatnot. And I think it was Cinco from Ghetto Concept. He was the first Ghanaian, rapper that I'd ever known or I'd ever seen on television in real life doing it. So that made me feel like, okay, I mean, he's Ghanaian, I'm Ghanaian, you know what I'm saying? I could do this, you feel me? Mm-hmm. So I feel like that's pretty much, he's responsible for me actually even thinking that I could do it,
It's funny because when I ask this question, it always goes back to somebody, another friend or family member who either gave you the balls to go do it or influenced you to go do it. What made you actually sit down, or when did you actually sit down? What made you actually put pen to the paper?
That's a funny story. I don't know if you remember House Party 2.
Yep, oh yeah.
And I can remember there was that one scene where there was that, I think it was Kid's roommate. He was that white boy with the dreadlocks.
Yeah, he's from Young Black Teenagers.
Yes.
I actually know dude.
Say word.
Yeah, he's part of my team in New York. Yeah.
Okay, that's what's up, man. Tell him this story, all right?
Okay.
And I remember seeing him on that one scene where he got on stage and started kicking his lyrics and whatnot. And at that time, there weren't no Eminems or Asher Roths or the surgence of white rappers hadn't risen at the time. So to see him do that automatically to me was like, man, I mean, if this white boy could rap, you know what I'm saying? Maybe I could do it. So I just remember going and writing. It was terrible. Or maybe not terrible. I could say it was like amateur.
Do you remember any of it?
I just remember the first line being something along the lines of, I ain't going down like that because my homies got my back and I ain't going down by Jack. And some other stuff like hella simple, but it was like, all right, I got a flow. Mm-hmm. And I have a cousin, my older cousin, Roach. I spit it for him. And this is why, if you're watching Roach, you are like one of the biggest inspirations to me, because he could have told me it was garbage and I probably would have quit. I probably would have never pursued it, but he always was like, okay, that was amazing. What else you got? And I'm like, that's it. He's like, write more. And I would write another one and I'd show him. He's like, that's dope. And he'd always encourage me to write more. And before I knew it, I just developed the habit.
Nice. How old are you? Do you remember?
I think I was in grade 8 or something like that. Grade 7, grade 8.
Okay, so and back then, so you were writing about what you knew about when you were, in grade 7 and grade 8.
Pretty much. I was either writing about what I knew about, what was going on in the environment, what I seen my older cousins involved in, or I would take other people's rhymes and just switch it around a little bit and make it mine. Like, one of my earliest influences was Inspector Deck from Wu-Tang. I just really loved his wordplay, the way he would take like a rhyming word and just repeat it over and over throughout like a verse, like the I bomb atomically, Socrates philosophies, you feel me?
Yeah.
And I was like, that's crazy,
So when what would you describe your style now as now? What would you say? You know, like what would you say your direction is as an artist now?
I'd say I'm more focused on bodies of work. You feel me? As opposed to singles or hits, as they call it. You know, I feel like a hit is pretty much anything that connects with people. Like, you look at Pharrell's Happy.
Yep.
That's a hit, you know. I mean, if you played that for the wrong person before it was released, they'd listen to it and be like, what the hell is this? It's like some little happy kitty music or whatever. But, like, it's a big song. It connects with people. It connected with me. You feel me? So I feel like that's what I'm more into, is the body of work and making music that connects with people.
When you sit down and, you know, and you decide to make a song or write a joint, do you need music first? Do you feel like, or do you just take the influences from what's going around you?
A lot of times I'll just have like the concept and the idea. Like, I have this one song on my album called The Urugu. I wrote that at least 4 years ago and had no instrumental. Shout out to this young talented musician, producer / MC by the name of Claremont II. Towards the ending of the album, he came by my place and hit me with like 20 instrumentals, and I chose like 4 or 5 of them, and that's what closed out the album. Like, I had a few songs that were just waiting to be married to instrumentals, and he came through, and certain songs just really connected with the vibe that he came through with, man. So shout out to Claremont II.
Nice. Is there a joint that you would say like was your most personal joint?
That song, The Urugu.
Okay.
That one. And
what was it about?
I was going through some really, really messed up times at the moment, you know, and I feel like out of all the songs on my album, that song embodied and captured a certain moment in my life so vividly, to the point where every time I perform it now, I could go right back there to remembering how I felt. You know, I had some deaths in the family. My father had passed away. You know, just going through some real rough times. It's just the everyday BS that a lot of us go through, you know.
But I want to go back to like the whole Ghanaian thing, right? You're from Ghana, right? Your background?
100% Ghanaian.
And it's interesting because I was having a conversation with my dad about this, and one of the things that we talked about was when I used to steal his dashikis to go to school. And he used to be like, I said, you didn't even know I was stealing your dashikis. Like, our music was about our culture, you know what I mean? And that gave me a place in the music, it felt like. You being from Africa, and that was because I'm from the Caribbean, you know what I mean? And we obviously represented our African roots, right?
Beautiful.
For you, was that Tribe being, you know, coming out with that first album, was that like, for you, did that give you a little bit more confidence to do this thing or get into it?
I'd say the thing that gave me more confidence in expressing my culture,
yes, that's
my
Ghanaian
culture, yeah. You know, my Ghanaian culture was hip life music. You know?
Hip life?
Yeah,
okay.
not even hip hop. Because hip hop, I mean, to me was always Black Americans reconnecting with their ancestors. Because the culture of hip hop is just so African. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It was more hip life that did that for me.
I don't really know a lot about it.
So basically what hip life is the child of high life. High life music is West African jazz.
Right, I know
funk.
high life.
There we go.
That's Fela. He had
Fela is definitely
Right.
high life. He's one
Right.
of the fathers of high life as well.
Yeah.
You know, if you go over to Ghana, you get the A.B. Crensos and the Kojo Entries. I'm naming off names you probably ain't never heard of, but like the younger generation that started ushering it in from like the earlier rappers like Reggie Rockstone and whatnot. You can consider him like the godfather of it.
Okay.
You know, and then all kinds of other MCs started sprouting from it with their own styles and everything. And it developed into a culture, and it has its own little subcultures, just like hip hop, you know. And that's what gave me the confidence to be like, all right, this is dope. I'm gonna represent this in hip hop the best way I can, you know?
Is it like a mix of hip hop and Afrobeat?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Got it. Are there any influences? We went over some of the tribes and all of that. But are there any like people that like that brought you to like, I'd say like career-wise to another level? Like,
I'm blessed in the sense that I recognize that I'm surrounded by talent within my city,
right,
and within arm's reach that of artists that aren't in my city. You know, so pretty much anyone who influences me and inspires me is someone that I know and I've worked with. You know.
Okay.
Instead of trying to reach for, you know, people that I don't know and that have already made it and that have their impact already, like they do influence me, but I do my best to try to stay grounded with the people that are around me. You know, I once was a part of a collective called 88 Days of Fortune.
Okay, yeah.
That whole experience influenced me. All those artists in there, from KJ to Wolf J to Bahia Watson, Mayiko Watson,
Wolf J. McFarlane?
Wolf J. McFarlane.
Right.
Yeah. Shout out to Wolf J. You know, Shy, my partner Shy, she definitely influences me heavily.
Well, first of all, I want to say congratulations. You guys just had a baby, right?
Thank you.
Congrats. I know that's the best. Let's go to that.
Okay.
How is you not having a child? How has it affected even? I don't know if you've written anything or had the time because you're tired. But how has it affected your hustle?
Yo, the other day I said this to someone that asked me what's the difference and how it's affected me is 10-year goals become 5-year goals. 5-year goals become 1-year goals.
Nice.
You understand what I'm saying?
Great way to put it.
You feel me? And it's like everything just has to happen, I would say quicker, but you just have to be really focused on things to make sure that they are happening, you know? And besides no sleep, it's a beautiful thing, man. He's a beautiful baby. His name is More Wisdom Ni Kobina Adi. That's his full name.
Nice. You know that boy is going to be special.
Absolutely,
Look at his two
man.
parents. He's going to be hella talented.
Yeah.
So why don't you make your influences and your new baby boy proud and give us your sweetest 16?
My sweetest 16.
Yes, sir.
Man, that's like a crazy statement because I don't know if I know what my sweetest 16 is. Like,
That's
I'd
why I
have to
came
leave
up with it. Because
You
I
feel
know
me?
it's going to be hard for MCs. It's like, how do you do that? But to make it easier, I always tell everybody, just give us a verse that you feel would represent you.
This one is the second verse off of the song called Yorugu, the song I was talking about, off of the album Sofa King Amazing. You can get it on Bandcamp, by the way.
Pick it up.
It goes, if I told you I was perfect, then clearly I'm joking. My brain is in pieces. I just appear to be focused. We hide what's inside us with our fresh gear and our clothing. So exterior's perfect, but interior broken. Be weary of and fear who you roll with. Question everything your quote-unquote friends tell you. Don't just take it in, because the people that's nearest and closest will manipulate you for their own ulterior motive. The process of healing versus the theory of coping. Put 2 fingers up if you think these lyrics are potent. Thank y'all for listening. This here is my token of appreciation to you. Do you? Thank you. Hawkside, Foxside, Salam.
Thank you, brother.
Much love. Much love. Much love,
Yo,
King.
I appreciate that. I appreciate you having you being on my show. That was another Sweet 16, y'all. Spek Won in the house. I go by the name of King Rain, Exclaim TV, Rain Media. Hey, we got another dope one in there, man. Y'all stay tuned. Y'all stay tuned. Salute.
Salam.
Yes, that was another dope episode of Sweet 16s. My man Spek Won represented. I mean, it's one of those episodes where I keep saying this, but we learn a lot from every episode. So y'all check out our past episodes. If there's anybody you feel like should be on the show, let me know. If you got a Sweet 16, let me know. All right, this is another Exclaim TV, Rain Media, Sweet 16 episode. I hope you all enjoyed it. And like I said, please go back and check out our old ones. Peace.